He's channeling a stun, but he's been locked in position. Dropping fast, not dead yet. Loda's low. BKB's up on the backside. Funnick falls.
Right now, S4's gonna try to cancel as many as possible. He'll cancel 3. My God!
He's got BKB, but no boots of travel. Coil on 2.
Cancels Denji's TP as well.
Alliance are doing it. They need a little more of those to fall. Thrown in jeopardy. There's a glitch. It's going to be their last stand.
TI3's grand final between Nardota and Alliance is a match that continues to ring clear in the mind of every true Dota fan. The pinnacle of what a Dota 2 match can be. The group stage went as expected as the Western duo topped their groups. But while Na'Vi topped Group A with an 11-3 record, Alliance shut out Group B with a perfect 14-0 record.
Alliance, the team from Sweden, undefeated in the prelims.
And the fated first meeting between Na'Vi and Alliance came in the upper bracket finals.
The most highly anticipated game of the entire tournament so far, Alliance taking on Na'Vi.
But Alliance took a convincing 2-0 win to knock Na'Vi to the lower bracket, meaning there was a very real chance that Na'Vi would not even reach the grand finals.
Alliance, you could pretty much say, like, okay, they just look overly good. But between Na'Vi and Orange, this is too hard to call.
Orange upset 2 of China's best teams earlier in the playoffs, but in the deciding Game 3, the unthinkable happened.
No way to stop him. They may as well just go back into that lane to continue to farm up and then just deal with this Aegis when it comes out. Should be on the hands of Mushy, and in fact goes to the hands of Windrunner. No.
Denial.
What?
They denied it. They failed.
Oh!
And we see a lot of rares being given out for witnessing the denial of an Aegis.
KYXY accidentally denied the Aegis of Immortal, one of the biggest blunders in a game of competitive Dota. Without the Aegis, Orange was unable to close the game, and Na'Vi eventually clawed their way to a victory.
They're gonna jump in, Koro! Big stun, double stun, Feed Group cancel, Black Hole, won't go! He actually gets 2, KYXY no higher, locked in position, vods with a double kill, Mushy almost dead, instead, Mushy down, SK will buy back, and GG! Na'Vi!
Regardless of the circumstance, Na'Vi earned their run back against Alliance.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finals of the International 3!
In Game 1, Na'Vi's Puppy brought out a number of unique picks, but Alliance's S4 stuck to the usual game plan and they ended up stomping Na'Vi.
3 dead, no track kills for Na'Vi, and they're not gonna get any. Make it 4, Na'Vi down 2-11, and they're gonna GG!
The challenge was met with force as Na'Vi took a quick game of their own.
Puppy still hunting, stun on Ake, they don't even need the black hole. This is the most one-sided game that the Alliance has lost in this entire tournament.
Despite the close series, Na'Vi put Dendi on IO in the mid lane for Game 3.
Hiroki will be playing your support Rubik. Dendi has swapped back to his Wisp.
Thanks to the pick, Na'Vi had control of the early game and Alliance were firmly shut down.
In comes S4, he's found Funnick, in comes the vods as well.
Disarm against the bear, he's not doing anything. Funnick survived the initiation. Hoval
The
says,
bear!
I want the bear!
rapier!
I want your Aegis!
With that, Na'Vi were one game away from winning TI3 and the chance for a majority of the roster to carve their names on the Aegis of Champions twice. Both teams opened Game 4 with stable, well-rounded picks, but S4's ace came in the final pick with Night Stalker.
And it's a Night Stalker.
But Na'Vi drew first blood.
S4 falling fast, not gonna have a fast start. He is gonna drop.
However, Na'Vi were also too preoccupied with the mid lane that they forgot about the safe lane, and Loda's free farm gyrocopter took over the late game.
On to Funnick, last way up Loda, but Loda is still alive. He's still got a satanic. Avost is hexed, and Avost will fall. Alliance, the Swedish monsters, they force a Game 5.
With Alliance tying up the series 2-2, TI3 already broke new ground for a TI Grand Final.
This is the first time in TI history that we're going to a game number 5.
Creative drafts and ballsy plays characterize the series thus far, and the best was yet to come.
It all comes down to this. One more game, $2 million on the table.
For the final game, Na'Vi decided to leave Havast on his own, and though Alliance continuously came to gank, Havast held his ground.
Bottom lane. Havost on the run, gets pulled into a tether. He's channeling a stun, but he's been locked in position. Dropping fast, not dead yet. Loda's low. Loda is gonna die.
Havost drops the first blood. Amber Bulldog going for the kill right now. Tanner to break the trees. Tango up here by Havost. He's got a juke. He's got a
low. Hawkins
charging
low.
him aside.
Is he really gonna do it?
Oh my god!
He might get
Havost going for the kill. Is he gonna get it? Havost gets the double kill. My god!
Now they're going again. Once more, they'll go for Havost. A 1 second stun. The luck not with them.
He's got
Another
magic
TP.
stick. Magic stick. 4 charges. Can he get to the trees? He will. He's gonna be saved. Tango.
He's gonna live. They're still going for this Bulldog.
Oh god, the jukes. So much juke for the trees being destroyed. One more stun. He's still juking to the right side. Tower. EGM's low. Can you get the kill on EGM? Oh my god.
Got another tether here.
Acid spray. Acid spray gets the kill. Havost.
Alliance were focused so much on Havast that Na'Vi were nearly uncontested in their other lanes, but the net result looked like a dead heat, and it showed in the chaotic team fights early on.
Na'Vi bringing down Roche fast. S4 prepping to jump. Firefly's there from Funnick. Not gonna let him go in easy. Relocates there.
Black Hole! Loda gets caught here. Where's the physical damage? There's nothing. The Black Hole gets canceled. Where is Dandy? Puppy's dropping low. Puppy's dead, but S4's dead now. 2-man sprawl on top. Loda still whacking everybody away.
Dandy is still alive. They can't stop him. EGM in a whole world of trouble. He's gonna live. Still Roshan stands. This time, Dandy wants to go in. While that's happening, Batrider's back to the pit. It's low. There's no Black Hole. Is there a way to steal this? S4 looking to leave. Roche is low. Can he grab it in time? Dandy backs off. BKB's up. On the backside, Funnick falls, but EGM will as well. And now, Roshan just with a sliver of HP. If Dandy gets this, they might not be able to stop him.
S4. TP back in here, and he bashes. There's a stun on Dandy. Dandy's dropping low. Roshan.
S4 picks up the Aegis. Alliance is still in game 5.
Alliance took the first Aegis at 21 minutes and stalled the game, waiting for Roshan to reset.
Roche dropping fast, no reaction from Alliance, so they just give this up. They're still not committing. Now, they found S4. He's the key to their success in these fights, and he does die. He's got a buyback, but it's too late. Roche is dead. Puppy moving forward. Aegis to Na'Vi, and now it's time to see what they're really made of.
Both teams hit the high ground at around the same time, but Na'Vi took the first barracks.
Na'Vi not finishing the racks yet, but they've lifted S4. He just bought back. If he dies, that could be game. Blinks away. They take the racks.
All TP. TP quick right now. S4's going to try to cancel as many as possible. He'll cancel 3. My god. Funnick's going to try to TP, but he's going to defend against everybody. Meanwhile, Loda working on the melee racks on the bot. Reality Rift. Oh, Funnick, you are getting stopped hard. He's going to get back out, but the racks in huge trouble. They will defend.
Alliance outmaneuvering Na'Vi have almost taken
Barax, Loda.
That's 2. That's Kuroki. He's dead.
Despite the setback, Na'Vi continued to put on the pressure and attempted high ground again. But Bulldog was steps ahead of them and chipped away at their tier 4 towers.
Bulldog, cat and mouse with Puppy. The tier 4's in jeopardy. Na'Vi running out of options. It's a Necro 3. It's all in on the push.
Oh my god, Rax is going to go down. We're going to see a TP from Dandy, and that will drive Emerald Bulldog out of the base. Meanwhile, you see Havost still trying to run. Every buyback being spent on both sides.
But look at the damage he did. That's the last tier 4. The way to the throne is now open.
It seemed like the game would come down to the next Roshan.
He will get Claudia's buyback. It's a Crystal Maiden down, but the push comes top. It's a nice pick for Na'Vi. It's not enough to put this game in their ground.
They can't roach. They don't have enough damage. They don't have enough time.
S4,
oh, cancel TP. He canceled the beat. Puppy, he's not going to be back in the base.
He's got BKB, but no boots of travel.
Oh, cancels Dandy's TP as well. They are
Now on to
huge
Funix.
level.
Funix caught. Now if they go for the throne, it could be game. Funix down. Alliance are doing it. They need a little more of those to fall. Throne in jeopardy. There's a glyph. It's going to be their last stand.
Dendy's back. He's going to try to focus everybody, but there's so much stuff
The
hitting
glyph's
on the
done.
throne. There's no more glyph available. Down to about half HP, a quarter HP. Alliance surrounding from all sides.
BKB, they
They're
won
gonna
this
do it.
round. They're going to do it.
They're
The
going to
Kings
do
of
it.
the North.
Alliance wins. They win TI3.
4 years later, this series has withstood the test of time as a triumph of Dota 2 esports, with S4's $1 million Dreamcoils remaining one of the most iconic moments in the game's history. To this day, it remains the only international grand final to go a full 5-game conclusion and continues to be the prime example of what a Dota 2 series can be.
Thanks for watching. If you want more great content, be sure to hit that subscribe button.